All right, so now it's time to learn some guitar. If you have a guitar lying around, now's your chance to learn. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to play each chord. Now, if you already know how to play a lot of chords on the guitar, if you already know how to play a lot of chords on the guitar, you're going to want to head and move to the video to your right, and you're going to want to look at the video that shows you how to actually play the song. But if maybe you're picking up for the first time or you're not like super confident on it yet, this is the perfect video for you. So the first chord that we're going to look at is a D major chord. It's actually the most common chord in this song because it's home bass. It's the key that we're in. And the D major chord starts in the 2nd fret. So if you look at the neck of the instrument here, we've got frets going up and down. The fret is actually the space between the bars, right? So we have the first space here between, this is called the nut, between the nut and the first bar, that's the 1st fret, which means that this would be the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and so on, right? It's this space in between. So a D chord uses 3 fingers, your 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, and it starts in the 2nd fret. So there are 6 strings on the guitar, okay? You're going to take your 1st finger, and you're going to put your 1st finger on the string that is 3rd closest to the ground, okay? 3rd closest to the ground. So not this one or this one, but this one, okay? You're going to press nice and hard down on that. Now you're going to take your 2nd finger and put it on the string that is closest to the ground, right? So we've got one here and here, with one string in between that we're not touching yet. Now with that string, we're going to take our 3rd finger and you're going to put it right there on that string. Now you'll notice that my 3rd finger is in the 3rd fret now. The first 2 are in the 2nd fret, and my 3rd is now in the 3rd fret, okay? Kind of makes sort of an up, if you were going to connect these dots, it would make sort of an upside down triangle shape, if that helps you visualize it. So that's how you play a D chord. Now, when you're playing chords on the guitar, because there are so many strings, you don't need to strum all 6 strings every time you play. You can, but you don't have to. Actually, you'll get a much clearer sound if you kind of strum near where your fingers are. So since my fingers are on the lower strings on the guitar, and by lower I mean closer to the ground, they're actually higher in pitch, but they're the strings that are closer to the ground. I'm actually going to play, when I strum, kind of just focus on those strings down there. If I play like this, it sounds alright, but you're really not getting a very clear sound, okay? So that's a D chord. Next we have a G chord, okay? You're going to start again with your 1st finger. Just do 1 finger at a time. Don't try to rush into it. 1 finger at a time till you feel really comfy. Take that 1st finger, you're going to put it on the 2nd string from the top. 2nd closest to the top, and this is going to go in the 2nd fret as well, okay? Now take your 2nd finger, go ahead and put it in the 3rd fret on the string that's actually closest to the sky, okay? Then take your 3rd finger and put it on the string that's closest to the floor in that same fret, okay? Now, if you're like, wow, my fingers are tiny, or I can't stretch that far, Clay, that's totally fair. It took me a long time to learn this chord. What you can do is just get rid of these 2 fingers and just play this one here. And again, only strum those bottom few strings. If you strum these ones, it is not the right chord because we're missing these 2 fingers here. So either the tried and true way or the beginner way, which I did for years, to be honest. Okay? So that's a G chord. Next we have an A chord. An A chord kind of looks like if you were going to connect the dots, it's just like 3 across. So you're going to be in the 2nd fret, right here, okay? And you're going to put your fingers 3 across in order. So first one is going to be 3rd from the sky, 4th from the sky, and 5th from the sky. So you've got 1 string that you're not touching here at the bottom and 2 you're not touching at the top, all in the 2nd fret here. Now, there is a plenty of room on my guitar in these frets to get all my fingers in here, but if you turn your fingers out a little bit, your hand out a little bit, instead of parallel to the ground, perpendicular to the ground, you can get a better angle on that, and that's an A chord. Okay? E minor, similar to A, just 1 string away. and 2 fingers instead. So first finger comes here, second closest to the sky, and then the second finger next to it. Okay, same fret, second fret all the way. You've got 1 string you're not touching on the top, and 3 you're not touching on the bottom. And you can strum this all these strings here. Sounds really nice and very full with the E minor chord. And last but certainly not least is our C chord. Now this one is sort of a cascading staircase one. You're going to take your first finger, you're going to put it on the first fret, string second from the ground, okay? Then your second finger is going to go way, way, way across, third from the sky in the second fret, and then your third finger is going in the third fret, second from the sky. If you're not sure where your fingers should go, there is a chord chart to my left here that you can map out where your fingers belong. If you're feeling like any of these chords are too difficult for you and you're feeling a little overwhelmed, that's totally fine. When you go to play the song, just skip it. So you can play through, you know, let's say I have a really hard time with E minor. I could just skip it. I could go. It would sound like this. Be brave, our rainbow bright shall wave. Literally, just skip it. All right, happy practicing.